Hey everybody, it's me, Super Paul Games. Welcome back to When I Rule the World. I have my special co-host here, Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Hey there, Paul. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Let's continue with the Let's Play then, if you're ready.
Okay. After the brief conversation, I'm feeling frustrated. Very, very, very frustrated.
Yeah.
After school, I have a message from the agency to look forward to. I sit through the monotony of the afternoon lessons. Monotony of the afternoon lessons. Finally, school is over and I collect my things together. In the corner shop, I buy the paper and quickly scan through it. Excellent! Several potential articles for the message from the agency.
Why don't they just email you?
Because I don't have an email address.
I would think it would be easier to email you than to plant stories in the paper, but...
I'm that anonymous. Walking home quickly, I muse about what it'd be like. Let's say I wonder if it's all about Elle. I wonder if it's about Elle. It's been low song. Low song?
So long?
So long, farewell. Rita saying goodbye. I heard from him. I hope he's doing well.
I hope to God he didn't just, take advantage of her with a fake story and left, because this would be such a sad LP at the end.
And will the agency have been keeping him informed about my progress? Will he have asked? I'm sure he will. I hope I've made him proud.
Creepy the teacher?
Eagerly, I flick to the first world article and begin examining the words and patterns used.
I thought she was going to say flicking something else. I was like, I'm too young to read that.
I know, I was like, that's really R-rated.
Where's your mind?
I barely noticed that I arrived home. I just unlocked the door and walked in, intent on the message that must be hidden in this newspaper somewhere.
Hello?
I can't work out where this is actually set. I think it's set in England.
Why England?
Because all the furniture and all the buildings look very English.
Oh, you might be right about the buildings.
Yeah, like this looks like a classic living room in England.
Oh, it looks tiny. Hello, dear. Sorry.
Oh. Hello, Mother.
Whoa. It's good to see you taking an interest in the world around you. I wish your husband, oh, look at me, your father would take an interest in me.
She chuckled.
I was chuckling. Please don't interrupt it. Oh, okay.
Done with your chuckling?
Yes. Indulgence,
sure?
wasn't it? Oh.
I think you got another one to...
Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
Getting all that out. She chuckles and...
It was indulgently, that's why I said that. Oh!
First indulgent.
Sorry. Go on without me! I'm not gonna survive the LP! Go on without me! It must be finished.
Please prepare diligent and... Okay. Studious daughter. I've become quite practiced at keeping my amusement well hidden, so I just gave her a smile and I'd say I'll go upstairs.
Goodbye!
Bye. Thanks, Mom. Alright, let's find this message. On the off chance that Elle has mentioned me, I start scanning the article for letters E's with a letter L in between them. That's why it helps if I have an idea what the message will be about before I start. I can look out for some particular words. And very often I'm right. I have a very good instinct for what the agency's message will be. Sure enough, if I let the little gap vary between 11 and 12, here's L-E-L-E-T-I-S, then it must be about him and not anyone else in the world.
She's insane.
No, I sure am. Unfortunately, that's right at the end of the article. So, stepping backwards, the whole thing reads... CT now MCR, not Ellis. What?
Look at her face, dude. She's like, what?
What? CT is their standard code for contact, so they're saying that my contact in the agency is no longer to be with Ellis? I mean. Who? What is MCR? My Chemical Romance, bitch!
Very well done. I was gonna come up with something. You did better than me. I would have been like, Myron Contrach. And yours was better.
Maybe it's short for something like my McRoberts. Mr. McRoberts, a science teacher at a school. He's a contract for the agency, an old fuddy-duddy like him. Well, they use all sorts of people, I guess. They're working for the good of all mankind after all. But El's left the agency? How could he do that? I consider why that might have switched him away from being my personal contact. It's obvious quite a high-ranking position is in an organisation the size of the agency. I don't think you've been promoted any further. How much higher can there be? And besides that, he was never very, very ambitious.
She seems to know a lot about that guy.
Oh, well, I did quite a lot, fish. Yeah. Wow, English.
You did a lot of fish?
English.
Is that an English phrase I don't understand?
That's like our secret phrase that no one else knows about.
So what is that? Is it like you made a lot of fish, you had a lot of sex, and it smelled fishy? What's it?
No, that's disturbing, and I'm gonna carry on reading. But then demoted or left, why would he do that? The agency are the future of the world. They're benevolent and exciting. Why would he leave? Could it have been on their, I don't know,
initiative?
No, I was pausing for a second to think.
Sorry.
Why did they do that? Not his.
I ruined your performance.
I was bringing emotion into the line. This isn't the way I thought of the agency before, sacking anybody, but I suppose if someone no longer agrees with their principles, they'd have to.
See, the equivalent would have been in The Sixth Sense when he's like, I see... Before he says dead people would have been like, if I interrupted, what do you see? Do you see a carrot?
I see... Oh, man, you know. But in that case, if there's a clash of ideology... Ellis must have been right. Let's go for Ellis, because
you are so wet for that guy. That means yes.
That means no. I got to know him well enough during his time tutoring me. Winky face.
Oh.
And that I'm confident of it. I trust his judgments. He was always enthusiastic about morals and values.
Is that what gets the girls hot and bothered? Yeah, baby, I'm all about morals and values.
Oh, yeah. So manly. He was something to look up to, which isn't like you, Paul.
Oh.
Aww. But if the agency were doing something that he disapproved of, what could it be?
Could it be the fact he's maybe banging 16-year-old girls?
Don't tell me that! Don't tell me! I lie restless at night for some time. The next day, the new guy is in classes, being introduced to the teachers, having it explained to him how it would end up in the textbooks and so forth, so forth. This is here, this is there, where are the chalkboard things? And to my orientation, if not surprise, he picked me to explain it all to him because I'm so amazing.
Where do we go for English lessons?
I tried to tell him to ask someone else, but I couldn't come up with a good enough reason because you irritate me would have seemed a bit excessive after yesterday, so I gave in. English is in the outside huts. We're in the far room. Why are you asking me this anyway? You could just follow us. I'm not in the slightest bit bothered. He carries on as if he hadn't even heard me.
And what's the English teacher like?
Not too bad. A bit strict, but nowhere near as bad as Mrs. Miller, the geography teacher. She's a terror if you speak out of turn.
Oh, okay. And the history teacher, Mr. Erickson, was it?
Yeah, that's the one. He's no problem. One thing he's bad at is making anyone care about the subject. When he teaches, it all just sounds like this big, boring blur. Not like a son tutor of mine. Winky face.
Oh, you have private tutors? Someone to tutor your privates?
I sure did. Not anymore, I used to. It was very, very good. But then, alas, he had to leave. An organisation he was called in. Called him in anyway.
Like, where is he now?
I'm not sure. The next city over, I think.
Is he still teaching?
You know, I don't know that either. Anyway, why are you asking all this?
I'm just interested. I've never met anyone who's had a private tutor before. What did he teach you?
History and geography, among other things.
Other? What do you mean he's like, other things?
Yeah, like, political history and such like.
Oh, right. I'm quite interested in political history. What kind of things did you study?
He's persistent. I have to be careful how I answer this. For example, about changes of government, revolutions, and so on.
Ah, I see. Never pleasant, are they?
What? Government changes? What if the new government is better than the last?
Even then,
I lost all my class there. Sorry.
Even then, though, they still have to find a way to overthrow the old one, and that's usually going to be bloody, isn't it?
Not with the agency, surely.
Well, she's not really thought it that over. She's just gonna be like, I'm new queen of the world, everyone else steps aside?
Yeah, pretty much. But if it can be done peacefully, right?
Very occasionally, I guess, but even if the new leaders have the best will in the world, they'll usually have to get their hands dirty one way or another. Even if they avoid large-scale bloodshed, there'll be something nasty happening, be it an assassination, mental warfare, you know, what have you.
I suppose so.
Wow, for Empress of the World, you really don't have your game going.
You know what? I'm just beginning. After all, my mind is racing, so I can't really think much. I'm thinking about Ellis. I call him Ellis because that's my good old name for him. I never really thought about the agency, what they would have... if they would have done anything like that. But of course, it's obvious how that...
You don't even know my name?
I'll call you Take.
Okay.
I'll call you Peasant normally, but I'm going to call you Take for now.
Alright.
What are the agency going to have to do to overthrow all these governments? Perhaps that's where Ellis is discovered. It occurs to me for the first time that this isn't really an easy thing to do by above any means.
Above board means? Apparently she's not the sharpest tool in the shed. That it wasn't until now that she realized taking over the world might have some side effects, some complications.
Just how are they going to bring the world together under one government? What means they're going to use?
I like this is the first time she questions this.
Revolution, terrorism, assassination.
Assassination has the word ass in it twice. It's like ass-assassination.
You know what?
I know, that's witty. I know. Keep going.
Your wit is outstanding, user.
Thank you.
Oh, how far are they willing to go?
Selena?
I've got too much to think about to be bothered with an irritating schoolboy right now. I have to wave him away and continue thinking. Away! Away, peasant. I looked around the classroom nervously. I'm pretty sure that as someone vital to their plans, they have sensors and spies monitoring me. But this fool doesn't have its usual reassuring effect on me.
That's word that usually is reassuring to her.
Oh, Alice, what did you discover? Someone else's vagina? Days go by. I'm growing more and more worried about Alice. I get the daily paper every day and there are these messages from the agency, but it's the normal kind of instructions. One of them mentions MCR again, because I fucking love rock! Which must have been how they're going to refer to Mr. McRoberts from now on. But never any further news on Alice. I'm getting paranoid. I feel disquieted about what we discovered ever since the conversation with Take. But it's getting worse. I know the agency are going to institute me as a ruler of the world, but how many people are going to suffer in this course of that? Hey, I changed clothes. Don't I look awesome in my really terrible, terrible jeans?
Really old bell bottoms.
Look at that, man. Look at those shoes. I'm riding it. I'm becoming convinced that I may have to find Ellis and ask him what happened. This immediately raises a whole host of objections. Not only do I not know where he is or what he's doing, but also the agency will be watching me. If they wanted, they could just stop such a journey before it began. But I feel so strongly about this, about him. I'm so restless at the moment. Even Mother's commented on it. I have to find Ellis.
Are you going to find that weird man?
I sure am. I said that out loud. The agency will have heard. Well, okay. I might as well finish what I've started.
I gotta be honest, I don't have a lot of faith in the agency if they have to, like, bug a 16-year-old girl's room.
I swallow my nervousness, and in a clear, firm voice, I speak out. The agency. I know you can hear me. I have to go find Alice, just to talk to him. I know you could stop me if you wanted to, so please don't. As your future queen, because I'm going to be queen now, there is something very important to me, so please, even if it's not in your plans, let me go get him. If it's not me you've chosen, then I have nothing to fear from the truth, right? I don't know how they react to that. I can just imagine the directors running around frantically discussing with one another how much to allow.
I imagine that her parents' conversations are like this. Honey, I'm worried about our daughter. Honey?
Shut up!
As her mom talks to the imaginary husband. Because it runs in the family.
But I feel better. And now that I've told them I'm doing this, I have to follow through with it. It would not reflect well on me if the future ruler of the world were to be indecisive about something like this. Alice, you mean so much to me.
That's where they should cue the dreamy music.
I'm gonna find you.
You made that sound creepy.
I know, right? After school the next day, I go to the corner shop I normally get the paper at. I looked in the regional phone book for Alice, no luck. But it did occur to me that if he's still tutoring, he might have a small classified ad, not in the national paper, but the regional one. It might not have an address, but if it does, then I'm going to go and meet him. And so I buy the regional paper. It's a long time since I've even looked at one of those. After all, it's a national one, the agency sends messages through. But I'm trying to find Alice.
Hello, dear.
Hi, Mum.
Oh, you've got the local paper? That's not like you! You're changing! I can't deal.
I fancy a change.
I often find there's nothing much of interest in that one. Throw it away.
Maybe you should shut your whole mouth.
Your dad threw me away. Literally, he put me in a dumpster and wheeled me out to the curb.
How did you even get back in the house then?
I got out of the dumpster. I'm not stupid.
Whoa, you're sure. Okay. I probably won't make a habit of it. I'm gonna go upstairs now.
Are you leaving me just like your father did? Okay, honey,
sure am.
see you later. On that note, that's where we're gonna end this episode. Don't leave me, I need you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
I love you.